Everyone, welcome to Statssy, and today in this session we will learn about 5 number summary using Excel. So if you can see here, I have a data set with me which is about the number of likes. So let's say you are posting reels on Instagram every single day, and let's suppose you have posted around 100 reels across different days, and you have got these number of likes. So now that's a quite good amount of likes, but still you want a big analysis about this likes, that how or what is the performance of your videos or reels that you have posted. Okay, so in this data set you can see that I have the date on which you have posted the reel, I have the number reel count, okay, and I have the number of likes for these reels. So what we will do is we will apply our statistical knowledge to calculate the 5 number summary and figure out how our reels are performing. Okay, so what's exactly is the 5 number summary? So see, 5 number summary consists of 5 terms as the name suggests. So first is minimum, okay, which is the minimum value of your entire data set. So if I calculate the minimum, so how you will be calculating it? You will basically take the formula of min, which is the minimum formula, and you will select the entire amount of this reels likes that you have got on these different reels. So I selected all these 100 reels. So you can see in my formula it is C2 to C101 because my number of likes data is in C2 to C101, and I'll close the bracket. So this is 637. So this 637 represents that this is the minimum number of likes I have got across my reels. Okay, then I will calculate quartile 1, okay, or it is commonly called as Q1. Okay, so now what does Q1 represents? Q1 means the 25th percentile. Okay, so imagine it this way. For example, I just take a box here. Let's suppose if I take the box here, okay, let's suppose this entire box represents the total number of likes that you have got. This is the first like, then this is the second, and upgoing like this. Okay, so in this data set, if I talk about the minimum, so minimum will lie somewhere here. This is the bottom of this your data set. Okay, I'll just change the color. Okay, so this is the minimum number of likes, and if I talk about the maximum number of likes, so maximum is at this point. So this is the maximum. Okay, now in this entire data set, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to divide this data into 4 equal parts. Okay, so what is the intention of doing 5 number summary? That we want to divide the data set into 4 equal parts. Okay, so this is what we are looking to do in this 5 number summary. So first I'll calculate the quartile 1, and then I'll explain where does it lie. So quartile 1, I can use the function, just put an equal sign and just select quartile 1. Okay, so now it has two options, quartile.exe and quartile.inc. I would suggest use quartile.exe. Why? That's not that much important that why we are using it, but this is a preferable quartile that I'll be selecting. So I selected this, and again I will take the entire data set and press enter. Oh sorry, I forgot to select this. Okay, so after selecting the data, if you put a comma, you have 3 options available. So I want to calculate the first quartile, so I'll just select the 1. Okay, and I'll close the bracket and press enter. So this shows 2835 is my first quartile, which means 2835 is the 25th percentile of the number of likes that I have got on my reels. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that if I mark here, okay, if I mark here, this is the quartile 1. This represents that there are 25% of the reels which have got less than or equal to 2835 likes. Okay, this is what quartile 1 means. Then second is quartile 2, which we called as Q2, or we call it as median. Okay, median. So now just the same way that we calculated quartile 1, you can just write down the same formula again, that is quartile 1, this one. Select your entire data set. Once you have selected the entire data set, put a comma and press 2 and close the bracket. Okay, so this will give you quartile 2. So this shows 5128. What does this mean? This means that Quartile 2 represents basically 50%. Okay, so quartile 1 was 25%, quartile 2 represents 50%. So this 50% means that 50% of my reels have got less than 5128 number of likes, or 5128 number of likes. Okay, or 50% of my reels have got more than 5128 likes. Both way you can say. Okay, because if I divide entire dataset into two parts, so 50% is below the median and 50% is above the median. Okay, similarly I will calculate the next quartile, which is quartile 3, or you can call it as Q3. Okay, and how to calculate that? Again, use the same formula, quartile.exe, and I press it and I select the entire data here. Okay, so how I selected it quickly, I just press shift control and down arrow. So shift control and down arrow and command control and down arrow on Mac, it will work. Okay, then comma, and I'll put 3, which is the third quartile I want to calculate. So third quartile comes out to be 7533. Okay, so now just like I have marked this as Q1, okay, this is Q1, you can see that if I mark the median will come somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here like this. So this will be your median, and just like median, if you calculate quartile 3 is basically 75th percentile. So this is 75%. So if I just copy this and put here, so you can see that approximately I am able to divide my data set into 4 equal parts. Okay, they might look a bit off from the equality, but basically they are equal. So this is what we are intended to calculate in quartiles, 5 number summaries. Okay, and then this is your maximum. So if I calculate the maximum value, so maximum value will come out to be max is the formula. So max, and select the entire data set from here and press enter. So this is your maximum value. Okay, so basically this is my 5 number summary. Okay, this is my 5 number summary that I have to calculate. Now why this is important? This is an important and interesting aspect from the business point of view, because if you see here, these values will give you total understanding of how is your reels performing on Instagram. Okay, or in any data set you can calculate this. So if I want to interpret this, so let's write a bit of interpretation of what we are doing here. So first I'll write the interpretation of minimum. So what does this minimum shows? Minimum means that the lowest number of likes that I have got on any reel is 637. This is what minimum shows. Okay, I'll just make it here and wrap it a bit. Okay, so this is the meaning of minimum. Similarly, if I want to calculate and if I want to interpret quartile 1, what does this quartile 1 means? Quartile 1 simply means the 25th percentile. Okay, it represents the 25th percentile. Okay, this means that 25% of all my reels have got less than or equal to 2835 likes. Okay, this is what 25th percentile means. Similarly, if I want to interpret the median or quartile 2, what median shows? Median shows the middle value. So imagine this is your entire data set, and in this entire data set, this is the median. So median basically divides the data into 2 equal parts. Okay, so if I want to calculate the if I want to interpret the meaning of median, what I'll say, that median represents the middle value of the data set. Okay, and why it is important? Because here I can say that median shows that 5128 is the number of likes that 50% of my reels, or let's interpret it more clearly. Okay, median shows that 50% of all of my reels have got less than or equal to 5128 likes. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say, that this is the median. So below this median, so this my median value is what? This is 500 and 5128, 5128. So it means that below this there can be anything. Now up to which point this will going to lie? It will going to be within, I just put myself somewhere here. So this minimum value, this was the minimum value. So minimum value was showing 637. So now you can see that this is the range, this is the entire data, and any reel can be within this range from 637 to 528. 5128. So basically this means that median is representing the exact middle value, and this shows that there are 50% reels which have got more than 5128 likes, and there are 50% reels which have got less than 5128 likes. If you want to make it a more detailed interpretation about it, what you can say, that see the reels that you have got are starting from the likes starting from 637 and all the way till 5128. So you can interpret it in this way, that there are 50% of the reels which have got likes between 637 and 5128. Okay, means 50% data is between this, and similarly 15% here also. So median can also be interpreted this way. You can write it this way, like also that there are 50% of the reels which have got more than 5128 likes. So ultimately what you can say, that your intention is to understand how your reels are performing. So you got to know that yes, my best reel has performed maximum, which is like 9993 likes, which have got this much likes. So obviously if my median likes is this 5128, then there is a large scope that I have to improvise my reels. Means there are certain reels which are not that much good, but they have got some likes, but there is a scope that my reels can get more likes, like audience are more engaging with me. So this is like a business interpretation that you can make. Similarly quantile 3 also you can interpret. So you can see quantile 3 is 7533, which means that this is the quantile 3. So this represent that now how much value is below this quantile 3. You can see this quantile 3 is here. Below median you had 50%, so below quantile 3 you will going to have 75%. Okay, so if I just do it like this, so this is my quantile 1. So quantile 1, below quantile 1 I will going to have 25% of my data. Okay, I'll just write it here, so that will make sense for you to understand this concept. Okay, 25% of the data. Then up to median, how much data I have? Within the median I have 50% of the data. So it means that till this point I will going to have 50% of the data, and I just put this here. If I go from this quantile 3 till quantile to till minimum, so this much represents the 75% of the data. Okay, this much represents the 75% of the data. Similarly, what does this show? If you see that if these are the segments that I can create, so it means if I want to find out that how much data is between quantile 3 and maximum, so quantile 3 and maximum will going to have again 25% of the data. Why? Because ultimately this quantile is dividing the data set into 4 parts. So if the entire data set is 100%, it means I am able to divide it into 4 parts which are 25% each. Okay, so that is why when we are interpreting the quantile 3, what I can see, that quantile 3 can be interpreted in two ways. First is that how much percentage of reels are between quantile 3 and maximum, and the second way, that how much percentage of reels are between quantile 3 and minimum. Okay, so I will write both ways the interpretation. So what we can say, we can basically say that quantile 3 is what? 7533. So I can say that 25% of my reels have got 7533 or more likes. Okay, this way you can interpret. Or if you want to interpret in the direction from this quantile 3 till minimum, okay, in this range, So you can write here the interpretation as 75% of the reels have got less than or equal to 7,533 likes. Okay, this is what an interpretation you can drive from this particular thing. So now you have got a very clear understanding that about what exactly quantile 3 is meaning. Now if I want to interpret the maximum, so what is the maximum? It's very clear. Maximum means the reel which has got the highest number of likes. So what is the maximum likes I have got? So here I can write it in this way, that my best performing reel has got how many? It is 9,993 likes. So this way you can write the interpretation for maximum likes. Okay, so that's how you can basically create a 5 number summary and interpret it along with just the creation. Okay, so this will give you a clear idea that okay, how is my reels performing. So it's not like that you just need to calculate okay how many are the minimum likes and how many are the maximum like. If you are able to do this kind of analysis, you are more clear about what exactly the performance of your reels will going to be in the future. Okay, so if you are 50% of the reels are getting more than 5,128 likes, it means there is something good that is happening. And 75% of the reels are getting or 25% of the reels are getting more than 7,533 likes. So that's again a very good you can say statistic, I would say. Okay, so that's how you can calculate the 5 number summary and make a business interpretation out of it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.